Hey everyone, today we're going to talk about 3 simple, but honestly game-changing tools for Python that you should probably be using. Think of this as adding a few power tools to your coding toolbox. Let's get right into it.
So, have you ever been in the middle of a project and you just get stuck on these little logic problems that feel like they should be simple? Yeah, you know what I'm talking about, right?
I'm talking about things like, how do I figure out the maximum number of full teams I can make? Or, okay, after I've made those teams, what's left over? And the classic one, how do I just put a variable into a sentence without a bunch of clunky plus signs? Well, stick around because Python has some really elegant answers for these.
All right, first up is what I like to call the grouping tool. Now, its official name is floor division, and it is your absolute best friend when you only care about whole groups and nothing else.
So what does it actually do? It's super simple. Floor division does the math, and then it just chops off everything after the decimal point. It always rounds down to the nearest whole number, basically throwing away any remainder.
And here's where you really see the difference. Regular division with the single slash gives you the exact answer, a float, 3.4. But floor division with that double slash, it answers a different question. It answers, how many full groups of 5 can I get out of 17? And the answer to that is 3. It just gives you the integer.
Let's see it in a real example. Say you've got 17 students, and you want to make teams of 5. If you use floor division here, 17/5, Python instantly tells you how many complete, full teams you can make.
And bam, there's your output. A nice, clean 3. No decimals, no fuss. You get 3 full teams. And those 2 students who are left over, floor division completely ignores them for this calculation, which actually leads us to our next tool.
Oh, but one quick heads up before we move on. When you're working with negative numbers, floor division still rounds down, which means towards negative infinity. So -5//2 actually becomes -3, not -2. It's just one of those little gotchas to keep in the back of your mind.
So, what does happen to those 2 leftover students? Well, for that, we need our second tool, which is the perfect partner to floor division. Meet the remainder tool, officially known as Modulo.
The Modulo Operator, that's the percent sign, it has one job and one job only. It tells you what's left over after a division. So floor division gives you the whole groups and modulo tells you what didn't fit. It's awesome for all kinds of things, like checking if a number is even or odd. And this is where the magic happens, when you use them together. Think about converting, say, 150 minutes into hours and minutes. Step 1, you use floor division to get the number of full hours. 150/60 gives you 2. Step 2, you use modulo to find out what's left. 150 modulo 60 is 30. See? They're a perfect team.
And here's what that looks like in code. It's so clean. We use floor division for the hours and modulo for the remaining minutes. Then we just pop them into a neat little print statement, which, by the way, is a sneak peek at our next tool.
And the output is exactly what you'd expect, 2 hours and 30 minutes. It's just so satisfying, right? You've solved a common problem with 2 simple operators and just a few lines of code.
Okay, so we've done our math, we've got our numbers. But now, how do we show them to the user in a way that looks good? That brings us to our third and final tool, the presentation tool, better known as f-strings.
If you're not using f-strings yet, you're going to love this. They are hands down the best way to format strings in modern Python. All you do is put a little f right before the first quote of your string. Then you can literally just drop your variables right inside curly braces.
I mean, look how readable this is. We've got name and age. And in our greeting string, we just write name and age right where we want them to go. It's so much better than trying to stitch things together with plus signs.
And the result is a perfectly formatted sentence. Python just swaps in the values for you. It's intuitive, it's clean, and it makes your code so much easier to read and write.
So that's really cool for just dropping in variables. But is that all they can do? Can we push this a bit?
Oh yeah, this is where f-strings go from nice to have to absolutely essential. You can put almost any valid Python expression inside those curly braces. Calculations, calling functions, the whole shebang.
Okay, get a load of this. We are calculating the total cost with tax right inside the string. And see that little .2f at the end? That's a mini command telling Python, hey, whatever this number is, format it to 2 decimal places. How cool is that? You're doing math and formatting all in one step.
Or what about this?
We're calling a whole function from inside the f string and just dropping its return value right into our report. This makes your code incredibly compact because the logic is happening right where the output is being generated.
So let's do a quick recap. In just a few minutes, we've added 3 incredibly useful tools to your Python toolbox.
We've got floor division, the double slash for when you need whole groups and you want to ignore the fractions. We've got modulo, the percent sign for finding out exactly what's left over. And finally, we have f-strings for making your text output beautiful, readable, and powerful.
And look, these aren't just little tricks. These are the fundamental building blocks you will use over and over again to build really complex, amazing applications. So the only real question left is, now that you've got them in your toolbox, what are you going to build first?